On this week's show, I go into the DJI series of drones, but specifically the Mini series. These 250-gram or lighter little devils are great, but which one's best? Is it the budget entry DJI Mini 2 SE or the slightly more extravagant DJI Mini 3 Pro? I think I can feel a field test coming on. Let's see them side by side. Folded up, they're pocket size. Yes, you can carry around a drone in your pocket. Flight times, the 3 Pro has 3 extra minutes of flight time, but this depends greatly on how you actually fly both aircraft. If you let them both hover, you may get 3 more minutes, but I take them both with a pinch of salt. How many drones do you see? 2. That's a size comparison. The maximum wind speed both aircraft can fly in is 10.7 meters a second. Now for the important comparison, the camera. The 2 SE shoots photographs at 12 megapixels and shoots video in a resolution of 2.7K at 30 frames per second. The 3 Pro shoots photographs at 48 megapixels and has a video resolution of 4K shooting at 60 frames per second. Only on the 3 Pro are sensors facing forwards and backwards to keep you safe, as long as you don't fly sideways, and let's say those. Both have downward facing sensors to help with landings. Cost. The 2 SE is incredible for beginners. You get a lot of bang for your buck, or explosion for your pound. The 3 Pro is the most powerful and complete mini series drone to date, but also the most expensive. Is it worth it? The field test is the Lake District and Lake Windermere. From altitude and looking to the distance, landscapes look great on the 2. Compare that to the 3 Pro, same shot, same landscape, everything's just a little bit more sharper and crisper. Let's put both shots together. The 2 SE, top left, the 3 Pro, bottom right. The 2 SE, it's not bad, but the 3 Pro with its 4K resolution, you can see much more detail in every part of this shot. Let's do some aerial reconnaissance of Bowness on Windermere. This shot is everything you'd want from a drone, look at it. But wow, when the 3 Pro comes to town, everything just seems to be 3-dimensional. There's no filters, nothing's been added, this is just how it was recorded. And for me, this really stands out. I've now walked up a mountain to carry on with this test. I'm flying both aircraft along these valleys, just like the military aircraft do around here, just not quite at the same speed. Now, which one do you think this footage belongs to? And who's shooting this one? Does this look like the work of the 2 SE, shot in 2.7K resolution? Or is this more of the work of the 3 Pro, shot in 4K resolution? Yes, the last image was the 3 Pro 4K resolution. Can you notice a difference? And is that difference great enough to justify the great big wads of cash needed to pay for the 3 Pro? Let's now move over to quick shots. Quick shots are DJI's pre-planned flight paths. Select the shot you want, select the target, hit go, and the drone takes over the controls and flies itself. This one's called the Droney. It flies backwards and ascends looking at the target. That was the 2 SE's Droney shot. Now, it's the 3 Pro's turn. A quick tip, if you're shooting on your own, quick shots can really help. So you're not always videoing yourself flying the drone. You can try and look majestic, standing on a mountain for example. And now the Droney comparison. The 3 Pro on the left, the 2 SE on the right. And in this example you can see on the left the colours are much more vibrant, whilst on the right with the 2 SE it all seems a bit washed out. Time for another quick shot. This time it's the helix. The aircraft ascends and spirals around the subject. Up first is the 2 SE and I'm standing next to an American who's very interested in the drone and asked if he could wave at it. Of course you can, sir. Flying drones, you do often get this. Guys love gadgets. You know, boys with toys. That little flight correction there is the drone just losing its target for a moment, but even if it did, it would just still carry on in the same helix movement. But I think with just so many people on top of this mountain, it's kind of losing which one the handsome man is. Ha, there's the handsome man again, minus his American friend, and now it's the 3 Pro's turn at helix quick shot. Okay, try and look majestic while secretly still trying to watch the drone out the corner of your eye. But as long as you've done your pre-flight checks for obstacles that the drone could crash into, you'll be fine. Here I'm on a mountaintop, so I'm pretty confident there's nothing higher than me. A flight correction by the 3 Pro shows both aircraft struggled at this test. Flight comparison and video comparison for both aircraft here. On the left, the Pro 3, on the right, the 2 SE. both struggled with conditions. Maybe that's because we're on top of a mountain and there was lots of people on top of the mountain, so locking onto a target was difficult. But still, if those people weren't there, you'd still get an amazing shot of just you standing majestically on a hill. But with the one on the left being slightly better in quality and colour. Final side-by-side comparison coming up. I'm flying the 2 SE via remote control and doing a backwards shot with a bit more speed, just to try and open up that last shot of me on a mountaintop to really see how small I get and bring in the landscape shot. Now bringing in the landscape shot from a close angle via remote control for the 3 Pro. Focusing on myself with a slow pull away shot, and I think I then put a little bit more speed onto it, and maybe it's a little bit of elevation towards the end, where that really then brings in that mountaintop and the landscape behind. There we go, look at that. Nice. It's hard to keep all factors exactly the same when you're flying a drone. Sometimes the angle's not the same, and by the time I put one drone away to fly the other one, there might have been a break in the clouds, so maybe that's why the 2 SE looks a bit more dull again, but from experience, it's always looked a little bit more washed out than the 3 Pro here on the left. But as we pull away, you see the same kind of images each time, with much more detail on the 3 Pro. Now I want to talk about shooting social media content in 9x16 format. This is specifically for Instagram and TikTok. Yes, normally you're shooting in 16:9, like you're seeing here on YouTube. What can you do? Well, first of all, you can just upload it and leave it so it looks like this. A little letterbox, which isn't great. Or you can zoom in, but with the 2 SE, the quality drops really quickly. With a video resolution of 2.7K, when you zoom in to fill the whole screen, this is the quality you're left with. So when you've done a shoot, you might be quite happy with how it looks in 16:9, but to zoom in to 9x16, some of your footage may become unusable. Now, using the same technique for the 3 Pro, zooming in to fill the 9x16 format, quality is better, but you would expect that from a higher quality camera. Is this good enough? Can the 3 Pro do anything else to improve this? Well, it can. It has a secret weapon, all by the touch of a button. Wow, it turns the camera on its side and then shoots in 4K 9x16 format. Perfect for Instagram and TikTok. And the great news is it can even do this in flight. So you could be up there recording footage for YouTube and then you click the button and then do some more footage for Instagram and TikTok. Your in-flight format choice is yours. No need to zoom in anymore. The quality is there in the format you want. And finally, another feature that the 3 Pro has that the 2 SE does not is active track. Select your target. Once it starts moving, the drone will either follow it or stay stationary and just track it through its field of vision. This will be so good for my running channels, as it gives me so many more shooting options to play with. It all comes down to what's going to be best for you. The DJI Mini 2 SE is a great budget entry drone. It's incredible for beginners, and at a really good price. Some of the footage it takes, it's really hard without the comparison to see which one is which. It only lets itself down if you have to zoom in on an image, like on the social media platforms of TikTok and Instagram. But if you're not interested in shooting 9x16 and 16:9 is your format guy, why not take a really strong look at the DJI Mini 2 SE? What an aircraft. But the 3 has obstacle detection, which is quite handy, as I found out at certain times when you panic and it gets a bit too close to a tree. I had this one flying once and it was going a bit too close to a tree, but I couldn't see it was in the sun. But with obstacle detection on this one, that wouldn't happen. And you can change the settings on it, so instead of just going onto stationary when it notices an object and goes, nope, not going any further, you can put it on bypass, and instead of just stopping, it'll fly around the obstacle. So if you have it set to tracking you and you're running through a wood, instead of it coming up to a tree and stopping, it'll simply avoid it, find a way around, and then keep going. That's starting to feel more like Skynet. Drones following you, chasing you, me running away. I feel like that's another episode. Can I outrun this through a wood? Who wins? The drone or mankind? So, which one am I going for out of the 2? Well, I can't afford to keep both. So, this was a great budget entry, but I'm stepping up now. So, thank you to the 2, but I'm going to go with the 3 Pro. I get far better video resolution with this. That's going to really help with my work going forward. Plus, with a lot of my work on social media on Instagram, I think this with a 9x6 change is the way to go. So thank you to SE for all your service. Now, let's see what 3 Pro can do. Thank you for watching, if indeed you still are. I hope this video has been some sort of help to you. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you out there for more videos where I'm chased by Skynet, running through woods and trying to hide. Oh, and also running at times as well.